So this is a bear, or they tell us it's a bear. It kind of looks like a bear, but it doesn't look like our bears. It doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh. It doesn't look like a teddy bear. It doesn't look like the Chicago Cubs mascot. And it has a kind of power. It holds a place of stature that's equal to humans, if not superior to. In the West, I always think of, man the measure of all things, man the master of nature. This seems to turn that around a bit, and that's one reason why it's incredibly compelling to me. The thing that I compare it to, like in terms of analogous images of animals, the first thing that comes to mind is a Aboriginal or a Native American, the way that in general animals are depicted in Native American culture, or at least as seen through my eyes. And I compare that to what I imagine in a broad, again, statement, how Europeans and Americans depict animals. One thing you'll notice is there's a lot of animal imagery throughout this collection. Of course, throughout human history. The animals as sort of formed in all the pieces here, have a kind of exuberance and dignity and a really clear life to them, life expression, and a kind of spirituality and something that's very mysterious but very clear to me. The power of the pot and how ubiquitous it is in human artifact making, and how powerful a form it is for me personally. I don't know if you saw on the back here. So there's this bear, if it is a bear, in this gesture, this pose, with a hole in the top of its head that becomes, so it makes it a pot. And wrapped around the bear is a snake, and the snake's eating a frog. This snake eating the frog wrapped around the bear looks to me like this. It becomes super decorative too, as well as symbolic, and almost a sort of sinuous line begins to disguise the image and become purely decoration. And that it seems to me that the decorative impulse contains all that mystery and eroticism and life and death and stuff. And when people discount decoration as mindless, I think that they're ignoring the subconscious or sort of metaphysical power of decoration. On the didactic here, it gives a vague translation of what this inscription on the back might be. And the inscription says, "I made this." I'm sure this is not made by an artist who was called an artist. And I'm sure this is made by a guy just making a living mass producing these things. And I make it and project all my, my unique genius and special aura touch on it, the aura of the individual. And that's an incongruency, I think. Someone was talking about craft the other day to me, and it was all in terms of culture versus nature. That these were the two kind of binary components of his argument. And I was thinking, well, culture is held within nature. So all these artifacts, in fact, come as natural sort of expression. And that animals reveal themselves and reveal knowledge and reveal the world and reveal mysteries to humans through their contact. It's not just humans projecting their own imaginative symbols or metaphors onto the dumb animals. I think that this piece in particular generated an interest in pots again, because I've been working in ceramics as making figurines, basically. And seeing this pot, the fact that it's a vessel was a really important component of it. It's really significant. Like it wouldn't be the same thing if it were a sculpture, not a pot. There's something very tight and resolved about how this whole composition, this figure is put together and within a vessel form. It's not an easy thing. It's a very sophisticated, what do you call it, marriage between image and object. And when I try to make it, it looks more mud pie. Because working it out, refinement is not my thing. Mine's more about invention or expression. Yeah, this is about a formal refinement that I find really beautiful, inspiring, and challenging to replicate. I haven't had as much fun and felt as deeply connected to my spiritual expression in a long, long time as I had and do while making these pots and decorating them how I do.